Hey guys, Steve Betcher here with How Do I? I'm at my gym, Core Fitness in Blaisdell, New York. How do I do a good Swiss ball crunch? If you do these right, you don't really need to do too many. They're awful. So one of the tips that I like to give all my clients specifically is make sure you're not going up too far and working your hip flexors too much. So what I am trying to do is specifically isolate the rectus abdominis, which is the six-pack muscles. I realize I don't have one, but I like beer and in food, so I still know what I'm talking about for the most part. So anyway, this is how I set up and tell my clients to do the same. You're looking to be at a comfortable table. The ball should be pretty much in the middle of your back. You can do this with weight to make it a lot more difficult, but we're just going to do it with body weight for now. So I put my hands up on my temples. I don't cross them. I don't try to hold my head up. Just loosely by your temples. And once again, I have a nice sturdy base going because we don't want any rocking. So a proper Swiss crunch is going to look like this. So as you notice, I wasn't doing any rocking. My hips weren't moving. My knees weren't bending or moving at all. I wasn't sitting down like this, trying to get up. I wasn't trying to get up too far, because once again, that's working too much of your hip flexors. You work too much of that, and you're going to start getting low back pain, and it gets really difficult to walk when you overdo it. You look, like an old person, kind of walking like that, because you can't stretch it out. What I like to do is I have my clients do as many as they can, and then 5 more. Upwards of 50. I try not to have anybody do more than 50 with no weight. And then I'll start adding weight onto it. So you start with the middle like this. You can evolve to working the obliques in different ways, where that elbow is going to attack or go towards the opposite knee. But if you notice when I'm doing that, I'm not moving the ball. You shouldn't really hear the ball move at all. Because if you hear it, then you are moving somewhere else. So it should be nice and quiet, up and down. When you come back, you want to make sure you're coming back down to a flat tabletop. A lot of people will come here and just not get the full range of motion with it. You want to stretch the muscle out before you contract it, always. So, stretching it out, or at least being neutral. Coming up, squeezing, coming down, slow, controlled. If you do it this way, the first time you do it, you're going to have a hard time doing 25, 30 of these. And you work your way up. The more you do anything, the better you get at it. So I would suggest doing this a couple times a week. Your abs are like every other muscle in your body. You don't want to work them out if they're already sore, and you don't want to work them out every day in the same way. By that I mean you can do obliques one day, regular sit-up crunches. You can work. There's a lot of different options rather for working your core, and you want to explore them. But if your muscles are sore, they're in the process of repairing and growing. So don't do any more with it. All right, so this is Steve Betcher with How Do I Do a Swiss Crunch. Thanks, guys.